The U.S. House unable to act on either because there is no elected Speaker of the House. Congressman Doug LaMalfa of Ridgevale back with me this week to talk about developments within the Republican conference as it deals with the decision to oust Californian Kevin McCarthy as Speaker. Congressman, the country's gotten closer to getting a Speaker within the last hour or so with your conference's votes to nominate Steve Scalise. Thank you for giving us a few minutes in the middle of all of those meetings.
Well, certainly, you're welcome. And I'm glad that we could finally get back to work at getting this first step done. So this morning, a rule change was tried on how we would choose a speaker within our own conference, and that was turned down. So it's the same rules as before. Steve won it's a fairly narrow win on that. So what we need now is have everybody just unify behind Steve Scalise and get it done. We have to go to the floor and not have a protracted battle like we had in January, and get behind one in order and have that person get 217 votes.
Exactly.
And get on it. So we got a lot of work to be done. As you mentioned at the top, that we have a continuing resolution that gave us 45 days. Well, we've lost about 10 days of that in all this fooling around with the speaker change. And so we got to get that work done, as well as you mentioned at the top as well. There's a very, very serious situation that the U.S. has to be ready to address fully with Israel. And Congress has a role in that. It's not just the president making decisions or sending dollars or other resources. We have to be able to back up that decision and have the input that members of the House would have as we represent our districts.
Congressman, why do you think House Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan of Ohio was not the choice, and that everybody seemed to get behind Steve Scalise of Louisiana this morning?
It was a fairly close call, as you're seeing the numbers there, but I don't think it was so much personalities or whatever. I think it was just they both worked pretty hard for the last few days trying to get folks aligned with them. Each had their own ideas on it, but it shows there are differences of how people perceive the two candidates as maybe part of the same original leadership team, and one coming from a different angle that Jim Jordan would be. But I know both of them. I've worked well with both of them, and I think there's not a good reason for us to be fractured continuously on this. Let's just get work done,
Despite being removed as Speaker over the last few days, some had suggested Kevin McCarthy's name be put back into the mix in a vote for a new Speaker. He kind of poo-pooed the idea, also said he might do it. You and he are friends. Did you talk to him about it? What did you think about him being considered?
Well, he was my first choice, 8 months ago, and first choice right now. I thought we shouldn't even be doing this exercise because Speaker McCarthy, I've known him 21 years, going back to the state legislature. And he's able to get things done, pull people together. And so what we had was a tiny minority of the conference. But again, we have a very close majority here, a very narrow majority. It only took 4 or 5 to not be able to reach that threshold of technically 218 to name a speaker. So we had that happen, a couple weeks ago, and we had to do it over again. But I think Speaker McCarthy, he's a great asset for us as California members and to our home state here, because as you know, he's from Bakersfield. He cares about our water issues, water storage, agriculture, all the things that make California go, and things that I personally am working on. And we're going to lose some of the edge on that. Now, Steve Scalise will, I think, still be a good ally on those things, but it's not quite the same when you don't have that connection that we have to California that we've been together so many years with. So we'll just have to make the best of it, and I think we still can. But it's a tragic deal. I would have just happily have nominated Speaker McCarthy to come right back at it. It'd be tough to get the final votes because we still have the same membership makeup, unless you can get these handful of guys to realize, we got work to do. And fighting over this stuff because they think they didn't get exactly everything they wanted on one of the bills. We had a really good bill on that Friday on the continuing resolution, which would have got border dollars as well as some reductions in discretionary spending. They rejected that. So we had to take a more straight up so-called clean CR on Saturday, which had less of those goals in it in order to not have the government shutdown. Government shutdowns are a bad deal. Speaker McCarthy knows that. Most of us know that. But we have a handful of guys that are still causing problems. So we're going to see. we still have to go to the floor and do the actual vote
Exactly.
for Steve Scalise as our designee. So I hope we can get that done because, as we mentioned here, we got a lot of important issues that need to be taken care of with the Appropriations Committee timeline that was given to us by the continuing resolution extension. That 45 days will help us to mow through all those issues. And as we see, we have this Israel issue that we could have to take an action on any time. We already have a resolution waiting in the wings to be in support of Israel, and I'm a co-sponsor, and I'll be voting for. And then there's things like up home in my district with the fire that was in Paradise that did so much damage. And there's an award that was, after the lawsuit against PG&E, that's to be paid to a lot of those fire victims. Well, they're going to get taxed on that. So I have a bill making it where IRS cannot tax people on fire victims' award money, but that's been in limbo. Been doing all this.
That is a huge, huge issue. We're going to have to let you go. Before you have to leave, just quickly, we know this vote is coming up on the full floor of the House in about 45 minutes. Do you expect this to go through? Do you think we'll still be talking about the need for another round of votes tomorrow? Just quickly.
I'm hoping that we can just get it done here the first shot because, I don't blame people. Your viewers are thinking like there's a lot of buffoonery going on back there that we can't get our act together. So let's get this done and move forward with the work that needs to be done. So I'm hoping for a first ballot and that the spirit of the room there could be that, they got to change. And so there'll be a new speaker soon. It needs to be today to do our work. So thank you.
Thank you so much. And again, with all that's happened this morning, thank you for giving us a few minutes. We really appreciate you. We'll check back in with you after the vote. Thank you.